first speaker. Is Nuria Fernandez, and she is our Chief Operating Officer for the New York State Metropolitan Transportation Authority. And I'd like to give you a little bit of her background, which is very successful individual. She is a senior executive with over 30 years of experience in the transportation field and a professional career that includes planning, design, and construction of mass transit systems, airport operations, and policy development of federal transportation programs.
Good morning to all. On behalf of MTA Chairman Joe Loda and our Board of Directors, let me welcome you to the largest and busiest transportation network in the country, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. First, I'd like to recognize all of our special guests here today, including officials from the government of Puerto Rico joining us. Former New York State Governor David Patterson is going to be here this evening at the reception, so please hang out and be here for that. Former New York City Comptroller, current chairman of the Battery Park City Authority, and chairman of Governor Cuomo's MWBE program. Jorge Silva Puras, regional administrator for the U.S. Small Business Administration. Susan Brita, the Deputy Administrator for the U.S. General Services Administration. Denise Peace, Regional Administrator, Office of the Regional Administrator.
Thank you and good morning. I want to welcome you here to the MTA this morning on this very, very, very great day. As a member of the New York State MWBE team, the MTA is working aligned with our great Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, to create programs and strategy that lead to increased contract opportunities for our pool of qualified M&W DBE firms. I can assure you, here at the MTA, under the visionary leadership of MTA Chairman and CEO Joe LaHota, we are working to create opportunities for your firms. This conference this morning is a prime example of the innovative and out-of-the-box thinking that we're using to give you solutions to the historical impediments that have stopped you from doing work at agencies like the MTA. The focus of our efforts on this morning should not be focused on this event, but we want to take this opportunity to advise you to network, to learn more about the New York business climate, to create joint ventures and associations, and to follow up on our associated contract opportunities. And as a member of the New York State M&WBE team, we have worked hard and tirelessly under the direction of our chairman, who you will hear from right now, and that's the Honorable William A. Thompson Jr., chairman of New York State's MWBE team. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael Garner, and good morning, everybody. We have a full room here, I have to admit, full room. There are people standing around the side. It just shows how well done this conference has been, but also what a demand there is for this type of information. First, let me thank our hosts at the MTA for having us in their building, in their offices. It's an indication, first, of the commitment of the MTA, its chairman and CEO, Joe Loda, but also, Michael Garner, who introduced me, Michael is one of, when we talk about diversity, Michael is one of the acknowledged best, maybe not in the city and state, probably in the nation. So Michael, it's a pleasure seeing you, and I was surprised that you introduced me. It's great to have that introduction. But it just is an indication of how serious the MTA is about its program and what that is these days, not just the MTA, the state of New York. There is a bit of, really, there's a new day in New York State. One-day, two-part conference will provide information about upcoming procurement opportunities with New York State and the federal government, as well as explore innovative business concepts such as joint ventures and associations. Designed especially for the New York State minority, women, and disadvantaged business firms, this conference will introduce you to state and federal agencies to help you shape new business opportunities to bid on New York State and federal government construction projects that are taking place over the next 6 to 8 months. You'll also be meeting and networking with industry leaders during the 2-hour networking luncheon. And I know that my friend and trailblazer, former Bronx Borough President Fernando Ferrer, is the keynote speaker. I'm sure he's also on the board at the MTA, so he'll be bringing a wealth of knowledge to that conversation also. Again, let me thank all of you for being here. As I look around the room, and I'm always careful not to call out a lot of names, but I see a lot of very influential decision makers in this room also. To those of you in the firms, take advantage of it.
Support and help with their procurement functions. One of you, and I'll pass the floor on to my colleague here, Bruce, who will talk about procuring.
Hi, my name is Bruce Wagner. I'm manager, solicitation manager for New York City Transit. And basically, I'm going to talk to you about how you can do business with New York City Transit. There are several ways New York City Transit, obviously, like many businesses, buys all types of commodities. We buy electronic supplies, plumbing supplies, janitorial products. So if you sell materials and things like that, you should look at our commodity side and try to sell us materials also. We also process construction and non-construction solicitations. Now, on non-construction solicitations, a lot of them do involve some type of minor construction. For instance, right now on our website, we have the demolition and reconstruction of a new storage facility. We have maintaining escalator steps. We have building fencing and gating for various facilities that we have. So there's all different types of projects that we have out there that you should be looking at. Last year, New York City Transit processed over 1,200 solicitations for commodities. So that means we actually did over 1,200 purchases for commodity solicitations. We also processed over 130 solicitations for construction and non-construction services. So there's many opportunities out there, and you should really be looking at everything that we do.